Dame Dash is now accusing DJ Envy of being a government informant, and he even posted a paperwork that he says proves DJ Envy is an informant. But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that in fact if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are in fact a rat. I lost $1 million. And you went in because of DJ Envy. Yeah, I did. I mean, I'd known Envy for years. I'm not. My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit. I think you should listen to your attorneys. Why don't people like to listen? Like, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why are you talking? Listen, so Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community. Y'all, not DJ Envy being a Fed informant. So Dame Dash recently made some wild claims about how Envy managed to avoid prison over that real estate scam. And now 50 Cent is chiming in and seemingly backing Dame, which is crazy because 50 and Dame have been at each other's throats lately since Dame started dissing Cameron. But let's talk about Envy. Did he really snitch to the feds? And if he's an informant, what does that tell us about the Breakfast Club? Let's break it down. Not to say that even Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money? I never did. Alright, so in case you missed the drama between Dame Dash and DJ Envy, it all started after Dame's appearance on The Breakfast Club last month when he got into it with Envy and Charlemagne, and almost walked out of the studio after they questioned him about his financial troubles. Now Damon is sensitive when it comes to his finances. So when Charlemagne and Envy ask him about the rumors that he's broke after filing for bankruptcy, Dame lost his mind and threw a tantrum, calling Charlemagne gay and comparing the size of his house to Envy. God bless. You acting like a girl. You move like an old auntie. You old Harlem monster. I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I won't, and you won't do. Damn. This is not Patty, so just so I knew you was going to say I've seen you run. That's a I've seen you. I'm not saying I will. I'm saying no. No, then your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now and you were talking like that, I would have you up, but I'm not going to do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up. I know I wouldn't have got beat up. Let's end this. So let me say one more thing before I leave. I had so many questions. All right. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You want to leave? You can't get in your emotions and want to leave. D. No. What I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things where I'm from, the masculine man will, yeah. But because, let me finish. No, I didn't. I said it's not going to happen. I didn't say I said I could and you wouldn't do anything and we going to fight. I didn't see that on tape. You ran. Yeah, because it was 4 guys. But that's cool. I asked what happened when 30 guys jumped me. I went to jail. The last time I was behind it was $1 million. I paid it. That sounds broke to you? If all my children and I pay their colleges up front, they don't have debt. Meaning they don't have to go on. That sounds broke to you. Every one of my baby mothers has 2 or 3 houses. That sounds broke to you. It's not about me. If you Google her family or certain people I know, I'll Google them. They have no money. I Google the family office. $10 billion. Rich people don't put anything in their name. But you don't know that. You don't know that. And I feel sorry for you because you don't get to see the daylight. You guys, you don't. You've missed your whole life. We don't have anything on our name. So then I have a question about the book with Simon Esch. Oh, let me finish. Yeah, go ahead. Congratulations on that. What made you sign a book deal with Simon & Schuster as opposed to publishing independently? And y'all, Dame even dared both Envy and Charlemagne to show off their views to prove they're not living as good as he is. And Envy actually posted his. But honestly, y'all, this was embarrassing for both of them. The childishness on display here is crazy. And for someone who's been rich as long as Dame, it's wild that he's still so insecure about his money. But hold up, because this is where it got even messier. During that same Breakfast Club episode, Dame claimed Envy was being investigated for RICO over that real estate scheme with his business partner, Cesar Pina. Now, Envy quickly denied this, and he even claimed he had paperwork on him to prove he was telling the truth. But Charlemagne stopped him before he could show this alleged paperwork. The problem, Dame, I have with you is you're a businessman and an entrepreneur. I don't care what's your problem. When people have a question to you, you don't want to ask the question. And exactly what you do to people I did answer. You are a chatty patty, right? No, I'm not. Okay, let's be your face. Okay, let's do this. Can I talk? Let me answer that. Let me answer that. Can I answer that? Can I charge? No, you can't come speaking tonight. We just said we're going to set boundaries. I respect that. You respect me. This is what D wanted you to come in here and call this. He said boundaries. He said some chatty-patty stuff. That's absolutely not true. So let's address it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's pause. Let's talk about it. Okay. So a lot of the things you say on here are not true. A lot. And I'm saying what I'm seeing in the algorithm is that you're being investigated with it for a RICO, and that there were people around you that are getting charged. So why let me ask you, I don't expect you, bottom line is I already know you're going to fold if they come for you. You tell it. We already know that the FBI show that he walking with the letter make you the hold on. You have to prove facts because he can't prove facts. I can't. No. Everything I say I be having on tape. It's not factual. What's not factual that I said? Nothing that you said is factual. So I'm not the chairman of a vote. I don't know. I haven't seen a dateline yet. Deadline. You know what happens when feminine people get nervous and upset? Their voice starts cringing. Their lips start shaking. That's what you be doing when you be on auto dialogue. All you stand up and walk away. But wait, how come DJ Envy just so happened to have RICO paperwork on him the second Dame called him a snitch? That's definitely sus. And now Dame's doubling down and saying he is the one who has the receipts to prove Envy's working with the feds. He even went as far as tagging iHeartRadio and Power 105 in an IG video, basically asking them straight up, do y'all realize your own host is a Fed informant? And they did research and I can't articulate exactly what was said, but it wasn't said. She sent me a message, so I'll play it. But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that in fact if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are in fact a rat. And I knew that you would fold anyway, but allegedly. But this is what the paperwork, and I'm going to play it so y'all can hear it. Anybody can go online and type in Cesar H. Penna. When they do, they'll see links from the Department of Justice. They can simply open up the two links that you see here. The first one shows the New Jersey real estate investor and online influencer charged with committing multi-million-dollar fraud, investment fraud scheme, laundering drug proceeds, and bribing a New Jersey politician. If you simply scroll down, you will see the individual one. Individual one is clearly described as PA's business partner, a well-known disc jockey and radio personality who resided in New Jersey. You go further down, as you can see through this video, it gives more description on Pina and his business partner. Individual one operated a company that conducted real estate seminars around the country with PA. He's a co-conspirator. This individual one, who is a well-known bird radio personality disc jockey in New Jersey. That only describes one person who we all know. So what exactly happened in this case with Envy and Cesarina? Did Envy really snitch on his partner? To give you some context, Cesar Pina, also known online as Flipping NJ, was indicted in July 2025 on federal charges, including wire fraud, money laundering, and bribery. The feds say he ran a multi-million-dollar scheme, defrauding investors through his real estate projects, and even bribed a New Jersey official to make it happen. According to the indictment, Cesar solicited dozens of individuals to provide him with millions of dollars to purchase and invest in residential properties. But instead of sharing the profits, he defrauded his investors in a Ponzi scheme. As for DJ Envy's role, the indictment mentions that Cesar partnered with a celebrity disc jockey and radio personality to conduct real estate seminars around the country. Through these seminars, self-promotional efforts, and other marketing strategies, Pina developed a significant social media following. But Envy hasn't been charged, and he still claims he had no idea about Cesar's alleged crimes. But see, several investors did file a civil lawsuit against both Cesar and Envy, claiming they misrepresented investments and caused financial losses. And most of them said that the only reason they decided to invest was because of DJ Envy's status as a public figure. So according to NBC, way back in 2017, Cesar was out here taking people's money, telling them he was flipping houses across New Jersey and promising crazy returns, like 20 to 45% in just 5 months. But the reports say that instead of actually putting all that money into the properties, Cesar was redirecting a chunk of it for himself and then using new investors' cash to pay off the old ones. Classic Ponzi scheme. Cesar was allegedly scamming folks by taking money for properties he didn't even own, and even offering the same houses to multiple investors at once. And right before he got picked up, NBC even ran a story showing some of the people who got burned. And a lot of them said the only reason they trusted Cesar in the first place was because DJ Envy was co-signing him. One of the investors, Anthony Barron, told NBC he had only met Caesar because of DJ Envy, and Envy was right there with them touring a Jersey property. Barron ended up dropping $500,000 into one apartment project, then another $300,000 after that. And to this day, he says Envy's just as responsible as Caesar for the scam that would be renovated and flipped for more money that promised to return up to 30%. In some cases, Caesar didn't even own the properties. This couple took out $200,000 in equity from their Florida home, promised that 30% return within 4 months. Then they say nothing. Cesar was also accused of trying to pay back another investor, Augie Rios, with jewelry instead of actual money. And Rios, who owns a custom auto wrap shop out in Lahey, New York, had been working on Envy's cars for years. In fact, it was Envy who introduced him to Caesar. And according to reports, he even vouched for Caesar's investment company. If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested into Caesar. I lost a total of $64,000. After receiving 2 bounce checks, Rio says he got a visit from Caesar carrying this box of jewelry. He said, take this jewelry until I can pay you back. So after NBC exposed Cesar Pina's whole scam, more alleged victims started speaking up online. And the common thread was that almost all of them said they never would have fallen for it if DJ Envy wasn't attached. Even some industry people started calling it out, including Joe Button, who revealed that Envy actually tried to pull him into this game some years back. Calls me as someone that he is not speaking to. We have not spoken about anything, and he calls me and starts talking about some real estate. For me, that's odd. We don't speak. And now you calling me telling me that your man's with the government and he could get the buildings and there's a list and it'll be me. You and Queen Latifah and whatever the he was saying because I was walking my dog in the backyard or something. I want to stop listening at this point. But that just sounded fishy. Meanwhile, an old interview with Envy resurfaced where he straight up admitted Joe Button once warned him he was going to end up in prison if he kept running around with what looked like a Ponzi scheme. Listen, I called 3 people. I called Clue. I called Fabulous. I called Joe Button, right? My Desert Storm family. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you should invest a little bit of money in. Try it out and that way you can do it. Joe Button told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was going to go to jail. And keep in mind, this wasn't just behind the scenes. DJ Envy actually brought Cesar Pina on The Breakfast Club and pushed his investment plan on air. And on top of that, there's footage out there of Envy personally touring properties with potential investors, basically putting his full stamp of approval on the whole thing. This was a 3-family, 2-bedroom. We could only bring $800 rent roll each floor, which is not that much money. If we decided to extend it, if you walk back there, you see we extended it. Now, with the extension, we decided to make it from a 2-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. So now from $800, it goes to $1,800 a month. $1,818, we extended it so much. We have so much that we can extend it. We can actually put 2 studios in the back. So, now the 2 studios will bring you figure $1,818,186. But even with all those receipts, DJ Envy kept denying he had any part in Caesar's Ponzi scheme. Right after Pina's arrest, Envy addressed it on The Breakfast Club and doubled down on his usual line, claiming that his whole mission was to uplift the community and teach people how to build generational wealth. And he swore up and down that he had no idea Caesar was out here scamming investors. So Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community. I wanted to teach my community about real estate, things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home. I wanted to teach our community about investing in generational wealth. A Caesar, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But for anybody to say I was involved, that's totally not true. I would never... But a lot of people just weren't buying Envy's version of events, because how could dozens of investors be getting robbed out of millions, and he somehow knew nothing? And even if you believe he wasn't directly in on the scam, he still kept promoting Caesar, even after people warned him it was a Ponzi setup. At the very least, he put his name and his brand behind Caesar. So when things started going bad, the bare minimum would have been to warn people to stay away. And Envy never did that. Now it's possible that he was investigated and the feds simply didn't find sufficient evidence to indict him. But if you ask Dame Dash, the real reason Envy managed to avoid legal consequences is because he cooperated with the feds and hold on Caesar. In fact, sources close to 50 are saying this is the main reason 50 pulled out of a project he was supposed to do with Envy. Envy and 50 had plans to collaborate on a reality TV show about their real estate business. But after Caesar's arrest and Dame's claims about Envy being a snitch, 50 has officially pulled out of that deal. Now, does this prove beyond doubt that Envy is an informant? Well, no, of course not. And Dame really didn't produce any real paperwork that suggests Envy was a cooperating witness in the case against Cesar Pina. But some fans are saying there's definitely something sketchy about Envy. Meanwhile, they're defending Dame and pointing out that at least he never stole from his own people. One fan said Dame has never stolen from his community. Breakfast Club has cost the African American community at least $50 million due to the scammers they bring on. Umar Johnson is still renting rooms, cars, eating out, and jet-setting on other people's money. And someone else wrote, Envy is lying. He knew all along that this was a scheme. He is denying his involvement due to the fact that Pena was proven guilty and is serving time in prison. Omar Johnson is not the only scammer that appeared on The Breakfast Club. Jay Morrison, so-called Brother Polite, too. Both scammers appeared on there, too. Now let me know what you think. Is Dame Dash telling the truth about Envy being an informant? Do you believe Envy really had no idea that his business partner was scamming people? Drop your comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.